and after having so many subscribers, this is the first time I'm trying the live option, and usually I do not know what to do in this kind of live sessions. I just love to check cricket. Basically, I'm not a very good cricketer. I used to play gully cricket all the times, but was never too good cricketer. So I I do not uh, think that I can be an expert in cricket or something like that. I just like to spread the news or updates about the cricket. So today we are going to speak about two matches. The first match, which I am seeing right now, is India versus Australia match, which is right now going on in Adelaide. Unfortunately for Indian cricket fans, it's a bad news because although I believe that like you can should not or you like you do not expect or you do not think that match gets over before the final ball has been delivered, but whatsoever, Australia is currently in a very good position to win this match. They are in 42nd over. They are currently after 42nd over and two balls. They are 246 for 5, chasing 264, and currently they just required 19 runs more in 46 balls. This is the requirement. Uh, and right now, while we are talking, Mitchell Owen has been dismissed, and Australian score is 246 for 6. Cooper Connolly is there, and he has scored a half century. He's on 51 runs on 43 balls, and he's made he's played. He scored 5 boundaries and 1 6. So still he is there, and there's an opportunity for Australia to wrap up this game. Australia need 19 runs in 45 balls. Washington Sundar has picked up this wicket right now, and his figures are right now 6.3 overs, 35 runs, and 2 wickets. So currently, this is the scenario. Uh, Australia might have Australia. I believe it having a very good chance to win this one, and I'm hoping that I'm hoping that India somehow win this one so that they can level up the series. But even if they level up the series, it doesn't change the fact that India require a whole revamp very soon, because currently with Rohit Sharma, fans are basically wanted Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli to play this series and to do well, but unfortunately that is not happening. Rohit Sharma has scored 70 all runs, 78 runs to be precise today, and he looked good. He looked very good, but Virat Kohli's duck has been a major something to be talked about. In other game which I would like to uh, which I would like to talk about is about the 24th match, which is taking place in Women's World Cup right now. It is Indian women versus New Zealand women, and they are in a very good position right now. Uh, Currently, Indian women's team has scored 153 runs in 25th over, and basically New Zealand women's has opted to ball and definitely wanted to Indian women to win this game, because semi-final we will play semi-final. There are chances of playing semi-final. So this match is playing on Mumbai. So in Mumbai, basically, what I believe what happens is there is nothing for the bowlers at all. You will not find anything for the bowlers there. So what happens in Mumbai? You can chase well, even whatever the score is. There very rarely, in some cases, I have seen in Mumbai that a team which is batting second does not win the game. It happens very rarely. But currently, this is the scenario. Pratika Rawal is batting on 64. Smriti Mandana is batting on 76 runs, and it's just 26th over, and we are currently on somewhere around. We are batting actually the run rate of six, at most the six. If we score one single it will become 156, and it will end up the 26th over, and in 26 overs if you multiply by 6 it's 156. So we are currently in a good run rate. But if if Indian women's team want to win this match, right, they have to score big, they have to score huge, and so that they can pressurize New Zealand. In one of the practice matches before, Indian women's team has defeated New Zealand, but that was a practice match and most of the teams were not. Most of the players who were expected to be good, who were seniors in New Zealand, they were not playing in that match. But in this match, I believe Indian women's team and New Zealand women's team are basically playing their A great players. So this match will be tough for Indian women's team, but that's how important it is right now for the semi-final position. We need to get into this women's World Cup semi-final. Although what I have seen in this tournament, Indian women's team haven't done that well. But still, as an Indian fan, I'm hoping that India women's team somehow defeat New Zealand in this match and will go ahead in semi-finals or knockouts, and eventually in final and win the trophy. But that will be a tough task, considering what is happening on the field with the Indian women's team right now. In another match, after an interesting second ODI, Bangladesh and West Indies are playing with each other currently, and Bangladesh has scored huge. They have scored 296 for 8 in 50 overs, and this is considered huge considering they are playing in Bangladesh, and it's basically in Dhaka. So what happens in Dhaka is that is also a place where runs, I believe, runs can be scored. So if we see, like currently there are 3 ODIs which I have covered so far, and currently if I check the score of India Australia match, it's 250 for 6, and Xavier Bartlett is currently playing alongside Cooper Connolly. Uh, Most of the teams, like Australia, if we consider it is Australia, this match gets too close. But unfortunately, what happens against Australia, even if you run them close, they will eventually conquer you because they have that kind of ability, they have that capability in them. And considering they have 4 wickets in their hand, Cooper Connolly is still there and he's a set batsman, so it is, I believe, we still have a chance, but that will be a tough task. New Zealand, India versus New Zealand match. We are giving a good fight. We are currently 158 for 0. This is a very good opening partnership, and we are hoping that, I'm hoping personally that this time around we reach somewhere around some close to 300 or 350 or 60. But considering this is a Mumbai pitch, 300 plus total is required here, and then very good bowling required. Indian bowlers normally have bowled very well, but in closing scenarios, we were not able to close the game. We were not able to take out those last wickets, which is a requirement. So currently, this is the situation in India women's versus New Zealand women's match, and the other match which I have informed is of West Indies versus Bangladesh, where I can see currently that innings break has been taken place. Bangladesh has scored 296 for 8, and the best batter from Bangladesh was Soma Sarkar, who scored 91 runs. Saif Hassan has scored 80, and then Najmul Hassan Shanto uh, has scored 44. So this is a huge score, but in Dhaka, I believe this kind of scores does get chased. But considering it is against West Indies, it is a very tough task for West Indies. But they, if they can, they are the one who can basically pull up this thing. Another T20 match is going on, T20 international match, which is between England and New Zealand, and currently, sorry, it has been already been over. Again, a match which has been abandoned due to rain. So this is basically the third T20I. The first T20I was also abandoned after England batted first and scored 150 odd runs, and then when it was the time of the second innings. It got rained and the match got ultimately abandoned. And currently, in the second match, England scored huge. They scored 220 plus, and New Zealand lost their match by 50 plus runs. So this was an important. This was basically an important match for New Zealand. They have to win that this match at least to win the series. But currently, as I can see, New Zealand has lost this series, I believe, because this was a uh, three match T20I series, which England win by 1-0 result because they have won the second match. And now after this T20I series, England will face New Zealand in a three-match ODI series. After the three-match ODI series, I believe England will travel to Australia for their Ashes series. And in Ashes, I believe this time around as well, Australia has a upper hand. But uh, considering cricket is a very competitive sports and Ashes is a very competitive series, I believe that uh, England have to fight very well against Australia. They have a very good team, but their batting seems to be somewhere lacking last time around. They have lost against India, so this is their opportunity to improve. And Australia currently scored to 52 for 6. Australia need another 13 odd runs in 36 balls in 6 overs to win this game, to win the series as well. So this will be something which will hamper India's report card. But considering the current scenario, I believe that even if India lose this series, right, this is a learning thing. We are currently in right. Uh, India is currently in that process where most of their senior players will go anywhere, and the senior team will have to be there. Will be many seniors who will be removed, and they are actually already progressing ahead. They are actually looking to get more youngsters into the team. So it is in these scenarios. I believe that India will definitely lose more, win less, because this kind of things happens basically when you are in this kind of situations, when youngsters comes over and senior basically gets removed, or they gets axed, or seniors doesn't get selected at all, right? So basically this kind of things happen. So currently, as far as the situation, I believe right now it's 11 runs in 35 balls they required, Australia, 254 for 6 it is. India versus New Zealand game. India is in good position right now. Women's team have scored 170 runs for the loss of no wickets. Both Pratika Rawal is on 75, Smriti Mandana is on 80, and New Zealand have a tough task ahead considering what kind of situation they are in. But again, don't have to forget that Indian women's team have like they have couple of the matches in their grasp, and somehow we were not able to win those matches. And if we would have been a very better position if we would have won those games. It's the semi-final place which is in stake. Currently, India is in fourth position in Women's World Cup. However, anything could change today. If New Zealand wins, they will come. They will come in the parity of Indians women's team in terms of the points. Right now, Indian women's team has 5 points with 2 victories and 3 losses. New Zealand has won only one. Oh, I'm so sorry. Indian women's team has 4 points. So if New Zealand today wins, uh, they will score. They will have 6 points. So it will become interesting if in New Zealand wins today. And after this match, New Zealand have to play against England. So That's a tough team in women's team. So New Zealand have to win this game if they want to go to the semi-final. Same case for Indian women's team. Indian women's team have to win this game. Their last game is against Bangladesh. But if New Zealand wins today and have a better and net run rate, then there's a possibility that New Zealand might move forward. Considering the situation which is in uh, this tournament so far, most of the fans, I believe, most of the fans, not all the fans, but most of the fans will believe that Indian women's team should not go to the knockouts, considering the way they played. But I believe that if we go to the knockouts, Indian women's team has a chance to trump some of the best teams in the knockout matches because they have that in the matches they have lost, right? They have the opposition in their grasp. In against Australia, we have lost. We were in a better position once. Against England, I believe we were in better position, uh, but we have lost somehow. We have lost right just by 4 runs, and that is a loss which will count the most because we were in the position of winning that game. How and England has qualified after that match. So against South Africa, we were in a better position. We have took their 5 wickets before. I believe even hundred was the score on the board. So even in that position, we have lost the game. After that, we have lost by what 3 wickets at that game. So Indian women's team has lost 3 matches, but uh, it needs to be believed that in all the 3 matches, uh, Indian women's team had the chance of winning the game, but somehow we let that go away. Regarding the Indian men's versus Australian men's, Australia need 10 runs in 31 balls. Uh, they have lost their another wicket. But, currently, Australia is firmly in place of winning this match. Looks like they can win this match. I will again say that nothing can be said before the last ball has been delivered, but Australia is in good position. They are currently in 255 for 7. They have lost their last wicket of Xavier Bartlett, who scored 3. Steve Singh has taken that wicket, and but the set batter, Cooper Connolly, is batting on 56 and still is right now batting. Considering that if somehow we get this wicket of Cooper Connolly, we might have a bigger chance to have this match. But considering Australia's batting, after this, Mitchell Stark can hit some runs. Adam Zampa is also there. Josh Hazelwood is also there. So if we consider them as bunny with the bat, that is not the case because first of all they are Australians, and I do believe that uh, till the last batter out, Australia has an opportunity to win this game. So, but India needs to win this game somehow to level up the series. In India women's versus New Zealand women's, Indian women's team has scored 181 runs in they are in 29th over right now. 30th over is in progress. That means Smriti Mandana just 9 runs away from a century, another century. Pratika Rawal has scored 75. So previous over, Amelia Kerr, bowled by Amelia Kerr, and Mandhana has scored 10 runs. Sorry, 11 runs out of that over, and currently it seems that she is in a better position to score a century. She has just smashed another boundary of Susie Bates, and the score is 195 for 0. Smriti Mandana has scored 95. Pratika Rawal is still on 75. Regarding another match, Bangladesh versus West Indies, uh, the innings break has been placed, and currently uh, They are looking. Uh, Bangladesh has scored 296 runs for the loss of 8 wickets in their 50 overs, and West Indies have to come back well to win this match. New Zealand versus England T20I match has been ended in a no result because of the rain. Tomorrow in Women's World Cup we have Sri Lanka Women's versus Pakistan Women's and so on. New Zealand versus England. The next match will be very soon. Like uh, in the next match of they will start as ODI series after this, and the first ODI is on October 26 from 6:30 a.m. in the morning Indian Standard Times. We can watch this game, and after this series, which will be over this three-match ODI series, which is getting over on November 1, England will travel to Australia for the Ashes series, and that is something which needs to be checked. And Australia now need just 5 runs in 26 balls. Siraj is bowling against uh, Michael Stark, Mitchell Stark, sorry, and he scored a boundary. And Australia is currently placed in 264.7. And thank you very much for giving it time. Have a wonderful day.